Hey folks, and welcome to me messing around with yet another game. I know I've kind of been a little bit eclectic with what I've been playing lately, especially when it comes to just kind of messing around and everything. But this game actually I've had for quite some time, and unfortunately haven't actually really given it enough of a fair shake. Um, Part of the thing that was going on was I've been in school and everything, and kind of I think I've even had this game for a year, and might have been right at the very beginning of the open beta, maybe even a little bit before, and I really. The few times that I played it, I really thoroughly enjoyed it, but I didn't really get the chance to play through it too terribly much. Um, so, as you can see, I'm only pilot level 10 and all that. So, basically, this is Hawken. It's a mech combat first-person shooter game. It's primarily first-person shooter. I think there might be an option to switch it into third-person, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But, so it's kind of like Mech Warrior, except for it's much faster paced. I remember when I was younger, I loved the concept of Mech Warrior and all that, and I used to play through some of it, but I never really could get into it because it was far too slow for me. And this game actually kind of alleviates a lot of that. It's a much more quickly paced game. I mean, the speed of it and the pace of it is probably a little bit more along the lines of Armored Core. And you do even have some cosmetic options that allow you to change the way your individual characters look. Although there's not a whole lot of parts and change outs that you can do like you could with AC. But that being said, this did feel like a very solid first-person shooter. It was a game that, as I said, I thoroughly enjoyed. I liked playing through a lot of it, and I kind of felt that maybe I should get into it and play around with it a little bit, especially seeing as the whole concept when I first started this channel was to just kind of get better at some, especially first-person shooter games, but kind of, the heavier action, the more Twitch-based games, the games that I didn't really get a chance to play a lot when I was younger. So actually, when you switched over from open beta, when everything switched over from Steam or to Steam rather, they right now, if you don't have an old account, you actually have to pay to get into the game. Now, I believe it's $19.99 and $29.99 are the two different options to actually get you going and get you into the game. Each of those will give you some in-game credits to allow you to purchase other mechs that you don't have necessarily. But the basic one gives you like 3 or 4 mechs, and the other one gives you 9 or 10. It's actually, I almost think, worth it to go after the higher tier, just because of the fact that you get a lot more viable options. And I was looking at it, and I only really had opened up 2 or 3 mechs myself, so I actually went ahead and purchased the Nemesis package, just to kind of get a feel for some of the other mechs and kind of get into the game and kind of play around with some of it. I think today, probably what we're going to do is we're going to go through and play a game or two with actually the Assault mech, and kind of get a feel for it and see how it goes. Now, again, because I purchased this game, purchased the bonuses, I actually did get a second weapon, which you normally can get as a regular playthrough in the game, but it requires you actually to reach a certain level with the mech or pay for it, basically. Which, there's a lot of the stuff in the game is you can pay to unlock, but you don't have to. And it kind of boosts the amount of time that it takes to get something, but it doesn't feel like it's too terribly imbalanced, just because of the fact that when I was playing through before, just with the basic weapons, I'd never actually paid for stuff, and you were still able to do this back then. I up until today, I didn't pay for any kind of mechs or anything else. I was still capable of holding my own to my own degree, which in and of itself is kind of a miracle, because I'm horrible at holding my own one way or the other. So the fact that was available and an option, and I was still capable of playing and running with everybody else, kind of gives me the feel that this game isn't so much a pay-to-win game, it's just pay-to-side grade kind of a thing. Or, again, you can actually just wait until you've reached those levels naturally and kind of open up a lot of stuff on its own. Now, there are a couple of different things that wind up happening. In the garage, you just go in and you kind of click through your different equipments. And as I said, I had... here, let me click on this stats. No, that wasn't quite what I wanted. Weapons. Yeah, here we go. So basically, you start with the submachine gun. Low damage, kind of middling accuracy, higher rate of fire. The Vulcan cannon actually has pretty low damage as well, but a lower accuracy and a lower heat rate, and we'll get into heat rate a little bit later. But basically, it's again, it feels a lot more like a side grade than a direct upgrade, and you can update to other weapons again by purchasing it before you can actually get it, but it doesn't. They're kind of expensive to do so, and my feeling is that if you're going to buy the credits and use that to unlock things, it's probably more time and fund efficient to just unlock new mechs with it. There are also different items, and now see these prices are actually purchased credits, media credits, which you actually can get some of in game naturally, which it takes a lot of time to get, or just the credits that you get for running through the missions. Again, as you level up, you gain access to more of these tiers and everything. But I think basically most of this stuff is very similar in that, a lot of these, at least when I was playing before, it did seem like there were some different levels to, like the composite armor. No, you know what? I might be wrong about that. What I remember was there were like 3 different tiers of the same gear, and the same gear used more of these slots depending on which level it was. It does look like that's changed around a little bit. So, there are some consumables. Generally speaking, I don't mess with consumables. Probably something that I should look at more often when I'm playing games. But, I don't know. It's just always kind of been something that I never really played around with too much. So, back to the weapons. This one has a submachine gun to start, or a Vulcan cannon is your basic upgrade. And that winds up just kind of, like I said, very expensive to get to pre-purchase this stuff before you really unlock it. It's much more efficient to just actually go through and get it. Now, that said, let me see if I can go through, there are different things here that, okay, yeah, and this is actually one of the things that kind of, one of my issues with the game is just that the menu can be a little bit confusing, especially when you're first starting. Anyway, markets, you go through and you can actually get a whole bunch of different stuff that just basically changes the way your mech looks. All these are different actual parts from other mechs primarily, and you attach it to your mech. Excuse me. You attach it to your mech, and it just makes it look like a different mech, which I guess could be kind of confusing to other people. If you really wanted to mess with someone, you could take a really heavy mech and make it look like something that was lighter, and then kind of go in with guns blazing and do a lot more damage. But that said, there's a lot of fun little graphical stuff in there. I'm trying to actually get into that. Yeah, mechs. Okay, and here we have actually the menu that shows what I already had was the Brawler, the Berserker, and the Bruiser, along with the basic CT Recruit is what you start with. Everything else, and I also had the Rocketeer. Everything else kind of came along with the purchased upgrade. Now, as I said, it costs almost 800 of these meteor credits to get a weapon upgrade, or it's like 1200 or even 800 here for the entire mech. So, like I said, it's probably better to go through it and get the weapons naturally if you're going to do it that way. Emblems, obviously, different stuff that makes your mech look different. Basic stuff you can get here, and then kind of if you want to upgrade. Oh, okay, so I apparently do have the Nemesis bundle. I'm actually going to just stick with the basic. Now that still, nope, whoops. Still wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. Go back into the garage. I want to take a look at... here we go. Cosmetics. That was what I was looking for, and my apologies for kind of being slow with that. You do have a repair drone, which you can basically, if you find a moment without, where you're not in danger, you can go through and repair your mech and kind of get yourself back up. Now, all of these do exactly the same thing as far as I can tell. They just look different. Some of them actually look kind of really nifty. Some and you might want to actually spend some credits to make it look neat. But as far as that goes, I would wait until either you've earned everything else naturally, and you kind of have some extra credits that you got through through the game naturally, or just it depends entirely on your play mode though too. Like I said, this stuff is all cosmetic, but some of it actually looks really neat, and I kind of like the way it goes. Again, here, just different colors for your thrusters. None of these actually change the amount of thrust that you have or anything. That's actually unique to every individual mech. But I kind of like the way some of these look. I used to like Bowshock. I think it's been changed a little bit, and this one actually kind of seems to be my new personal favorite. But I don't think I'm going to mess around with these too much at this point. I'll probably wait more again until I've gotten to the point to where I actually get them, some other way. Now, granted, you can't buy these with regular credits, so you either have to save some meteor credits and get it that way, or just actually buy some meteor credits and get it that way. Now, there was one other thing I kind of wanted to go into, which is your career mode. It does open up... Yeah, here we go. Here's the levels chart. Now, as you gain levels, you gain different items and stuff, different emblems, charges, apparently. And you also get different things that just kind of allow your mech to look different. I think some of the higher level things, you do get a couple more of the healer drone cosmetics, and I think there was at least one point where I'm guessing not now. There was, I thought, at like 20 or 25 where again, the game has changed a little bit since I played it, so it's not too big a deal. It does look like you get a lot more of the repair mech cosmetics and a little bit less in the way of the jetpack colors, which did... I think the jets were... Some of the colors were some of the things that you got here before, and it doesn't really look like that's something that happens anymore. Now, I do believe since I already had two opened, it seems to me that comes along with if you already had it opened, you get to keep it, but if you didn't, then you kind of do have to go and buy it. Service awards. Okay, so here, obviously, these are how you earn your different points, and I think some of these are what wind up giving you meteor credits. Yep, here we go. You played Hawken for an hour, you get 500 meteor credits. There's obviously a few others in here that I don't have yet. I don't remember exactly all of them, and as I said, I do think that there's other ways to earn them. I'm not 100% certain on that, and I will have to get back to you guys and kind of go through that the next time around. So, just kind of basically in brief going through this, there's some ways to get some basic stuff, to kind of keep your mech going. The points, and you can earn some credits depending on how many of these you actually get. Win a match in deathmatch game mode. I think I had already done that, but I'm guessing not. I'm guessing most of the games that I've played have been somewhat co-op. Team deathmatch, probably. Yeah, there we go. That's kind of more what I was playing. And I do think, I got into Siege a little bit, too. So there are a couple of different modes. Co-op, I'm not sure that I've actually seen a pure co-op game. The deathmatch, obvious, basic deathmatch, you wind up killing other people. Missile assault, there's actually different silos. It's kind of a capture and keep the hill. There's 3 or 4 of them, and then the 2 teams vie for trying to get them. Very, very kind of a basic thing. Siege is, I've seen this stuff before. I think it's you gather points or something like that, and then that builds your ship, and then your ship flies over and destroys their side. So you can actually take out the ship before it gets to your side. You have options with like your missile defense and stuff like that. If you can get and hold on to those, they'll help take out a ship very, very quickly. But you also do have the option of being capable of taking, shots at a ship, and depending on how much damage you do, it might not be a bad idea for you to do so too, if everybody else is kind of keeping the other team down. Team deathmatch, exactly what it sounds like. So pilot levels, again, we kind of already went through that. And like I said, I think I'm going to get into and play play 1 or 2 matches and kind of get into the game, and we'll see how I do with this one. I don't expect a whole heck of a lot right now. I expect that I'm probably going to be pretty bad. As I said, it's been a while since I played, and I've never been great at these anyway. But hey, let's see how I do. So I'm queued here, and I'm going to probably cut out the video and then just kind of come back to it when I actually do get into the game. So I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. Alright, so we are back and loading up. It actually really didn't take that long to get into a match. You are capable of switching out your mechs anytime within these games, and I'm actually going to get started with this because I don't want to... Okay, good. So we're actually 20 seconds into it, so this is a new match. Either that or this is the end of a match and I'm about to lose horribly. That's kind of what it looked like happened. So, so first match with the assault, I kind of jumped in, and 20 seconds into it, that was horrible, honestly. That was horrible. It's okay though. I actually don't remember which button allows you to bow. I think it's H, but it doesn't really matter. So, that, well, hey, at least I got a couple of credits and everything just for joining the game. Still, that kind of amuses me that happened. Okay, so let's do this again. And kind of, return to the main menu and start over again and see if we can't get into a better match. One that lasts us more than, 20 seconds? Okay, so give us a sec. Let us kind of... Now, I'm not sure why it keeps getting off the assault mech. Versus co-op match. Co-op bot destruction. Versus match or squad match. Team deathmatch, missile assault, or siege. You know what? I think I'm going to go with squad matches and kind of go with that. Kind of just because I don't know that... Oh, okay. Battle with and against... Okay, so that's for something that you've already got set up. Okay, that makes sense. Garage, I don't want that. I want the assault. Okay. And I am queued again. Oh, good. So it's only going to take 10 seconds to deploy, so this isn't going to be too bad. Yeah, and as you gain EXP, it ranks up the mech. By the way, that was one of the other things I didn't talk about. Your mech's rank and your own personal rank are actually individual to each other. They are not tied to each other. So we'll go into that again. Did I just end another mission. Really? Yeah, I didn't even get into it. Wow, that was... Okay, this is actually kind of weird, because I've never had this happen before. And the fact that it's happened twice in a row is kind of crappy. And I'm not sure why the raider keeps being... Give me a moment. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. Let's do this again. I think this was one of the issues that I had, and not this particular issue. The first time I tried to play it, I had some issues getting into matches, and then I kind of bowed out of it for a little bit, and then I actually got back into it, and then I got into some matches, and I actually had a lot of fun. And then I kind of got really, really busy with school. School started back up, and I didn't really get the chance to play again. But one of the nice things about this is, even so, it really does have a very brief playtime. Not normally quite this brief, but generally speaking, you can actually get a couple of. Excuse me. Sorry. Let me start that again. You join in, you run a match or two, you can log out right away. So really only 20 or 30 minutes for a good match. So if that. So it's kind of nice for that. And before we actually try this again, let's give it a second to kind of go and do its thing again. The other thing that I was talking about, and what I was talking about before, is how your mech actually has a rank and how that affects what you get. Or not what you get, but what you can equip and what you purchase. Let's see. Unlock with Hawken credits at Mech rank 5. And let's see. Overview is this is my rank. And these are the items that you can get at the actual rank up. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Duh, that was kind of... Oh, yeah, 6. I'm kind of brain dead today. Forgive me. Anyway, so you can actually get another cosmetic option change. And that's true for pretty much everything you have in here. You get different things as you level up the mechs and kind of go through them. So, let's... And I think this here, when you actually get into this, is where it shows you... Oops. No, that wasn't quite it. Okay, I'm not going to go over this again. I'm not going to go over too much of this again. I'm actually going to try to get us back into a match and see. I'm going to go pick specifically Team Deathmatch this time and see what I can do. See if we can't get this to kind of, get us more than a 3-second match. So, let's try this again. Last Eco. I believe I've seen this level before. So, staging Raider Assault. Good. We are. That's what I am and where I want to be. Alright, so we've got far fewer kills than they have. So this isn't necessarily a good thing for me. But we at least kind of get to run around the game and kind of get a feel for it. Now, I'm probably not going to be a huge help to these guys, but I really should have used my rocket there. But yeah, it's as I said, it's kind of a fast-paced mech game where the goal is to kill the crap out of everything. And one of the things that I liked about it was that once you really know what you're doing, you can you can do quite well. And, you know, I was able to take out something that's actually significantly heavier than me because I was able to aim my rocket and get a good shot off at him, which I was kind of surprised at. Now, that's actually, I think that was a pretty low level, like one of the first tier guys that kind of was able to take me out. So, again, it's if you know what you're doing, if you're able to catch somebody by surprise and kind of do something well, then you really get the chance to. And let's see, so this is, okay, so C is repair, which again, if you're not in, yeah, see, if you're not, if you're not in any immediate danger, a lot of times it's better to, you know, to repair yourself just in between battles, just because you can do that, and it's you know, it makes things easier. You don't have an auto repair or anything. There are options for internals that do that, but I think they tend to slow you down significantly, so it's not necessarily in your best interest to do so. Let's see, I'm probably not going to take this guy out, so it might be better for me to get away from him and kind of get repaired up. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're gonna win. Ow! Yeah, that's the other problem. If you do that while somebody's after you and you don't really get repaired completely before they get after you, there's a good chance you're gonna wind up dying. And it doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to get back into this match and really do any more damage this time around. But we'll probably do at least one more. You know, hopefully we'll be able to get into a full game. Kind of, you know, actually do something. Because right now it seems like I keep kind of getting into towards the ends of matches, and it doesn't really give me a whole lot of time to get used to my mech or give myself a fair shakedown or anything. But, yeah, so that's them. And I don't even see my side, so that's them. Kind of an amusing little game. I actually really, really enjoy this game, and kind of it's something, yeah. And there's my mech rank. It does take you a little while to get from one level to the next. It's not like you can kind of blitz through the whole thing, but that's kind of you know, a good thing. It's you don't have a lot of levels, so it does take your time to get through, but once you actually do gain those levels, it does feel like you've accomplished something, and it does give you, you know, a fairly significant reward for it. You actually can get different pieces, you know, for your mech and stuff like that. Now, the weapon upgrades you have to purchase with your in-game credits, but the actual like the items like this, that just winds up staying. So it does look like it's going to restart into the next. Yeah, that just winds up staying. No, you wind up getting that, and it just winds up being something you can use right away. It does look like we're going to be able to play again. I'm going to go. Okay, so I'm not trying to broadcast to everyone. Let's do this again without actually broadcasting to everyone. I'm not sure if I've been broadcasting to everyone or not. Trying not to broadcast to anyone. Let's reduce. How about we turn off our mic volume? Okay. So, yeah, that's exactly kind of what I want. Alright, game controls. Let's do that again without... Alright. Back and assault, and let's do this again. Alright, so when you first get into the game, when you first get started with it, when the match first begins, there's not a lot. Like any other game, you have a little bit of a time to kind of get into the game and get used to it, so I wasn't real worried there that I'd... Whoops. Damn it, get out of my way. And yeah, so I'm probably going to wind up getting my ass handed to me here. This guy doesn't seem to be terribly big, though. I think he's afraid of me. And everybody else that's behind me. Ow. That kind of hurt. So, yeah, that was, I think they're predators. They don't really show up until they're firing. That's kind of the thing that's their specialty. So that was kind of bad for me and our team, but we did get 2 kills out of it too. So, all right, let's try to get these things down. Ow. That was bad. Yeah, going face first against a rocket guy, probably not the best move in the world. Especially hitting him from the front, you're not going to do a lot of damage to him. And I think that was just kind of my mistake. You know, kind of going into it and taking on somebody that's that much bigger than me and trying to take him down face first like that. That was probably a bad idea. So, let's see what we can do. If we can sneak up behind him, then we'd probably do a lot more damage to him. That's the other thing. And like I said, I don't think you can really... I'm not seeing anybody on the map or anything. So, yeah, this is... interesting. Alright, so they're over that way some. Let's get out of here. Ow. Yep, and I saw that coming, and I wasn't fast enough on the dodge. Think you double tap to dodge, but that's also something else that I'm going to have to kind of take a look at. Yeah, so, again, I'm not the greatest player in the world. And this seems to be kind of going fairly poorly for me as far as that goes. They do seem to know what they're doing as far as having a lot of stuff going on. They're kind of just hanging out up there and beating the crap out of us, and it's hard for us to get a good angle on them, I think, from here. And that's kind of the other problem, is just being able to take them down and do it effectively. Not sure exactly how to get up there from here. Don't know if I can. See if he's still up there. Yes, he is. Alright, so... yeah, you can jump a little bit, but it's kind of limited. Ah. Come on down. Damn. Okay. Yeah, that was probably not the best move in the world. Oh, and the other thing is if you kill somebody, they leave behind orbs that you can pick up and heals you. So, yeah, that runs that way too. Yeah, so you guys are probably, I know as soon as people start watching this, they're gonna, why the hell is he even bothering? But you know, here's the thing: I can't get better if I don't play, can I? And that's kind of the thing that I want to do with it, especially with games like this. I really enjoy these games. So, you know, they're quick, fun little things, and kind of just seeing how. Oh, I can go up this. That is actually awesome. It looked like it was like at first the angle was kind of weird, and it looked like you couldn't, but apparently you can. which... That was a little odd. Sounded like I was hearing myself. There we go. Got one. And that's not going to do real good for me unless I can get a repair here. And since I'm all the way up here and... Oh god, I hope he doesn't turn around. Oh, the fact that neither of them turned around and looked up was kind of amazing. Let's see what we can do here, because it looks like we might actually be able to... Okay, so... Damn. But I did get somebody killed, and I actually did some significant damage to at least one other guy, which hopefully, yeah, it was kind of a bad situation for me just because there were 3 of them. But I did get somebody down, which I'm actually really kind of happy about. Yeah, let's see what we can do. Alright, so I know I saw him. He is here somewhere. Alright, let's go take care of somebody else then. Kind of help these guys out. He's dead. Good, good. Alright, where are these guys? They're up, aren't they? Yep, and I did see a jump point here, which, yay, allows you to get out. Ow. Haha. Yeah, he got me back. But, again, I'm actually doing quite a bit better than I was before. Not real great still, because, you know, I am still horrible at this game, but... I'm hoping... I'm really not thinking... I'm pretty sure that, you know, turning my mic volume down for everybody else took care of me broadcasting to them, but that still has me... Of course, I'm a little bit paranoid about that now. Ow. Oops. Kinda... Get the heck away from everything. You know, there is a sniper class. And it might not be a bad idea to take a look at that for a level like this, just because it's really kind of long range and long distance, and let's see if I can take him out. Damn, not quite. And that's kind of the end of it, and that was kind of why I was trying to rush it, is because I really wanted to get him before the end. Not that it would have made any difference in our win-loss, but... Alright, so that's my first look at Hawken. I think I'm going to be done for right now, and we'll get back into this game. I'm sure that I'll run another few matches at some point in the future. Hopefully, I can kind of turn this one into a regular thing. I actually, if people like watching it, then I'll probably at least try to do something fairly consistent with it. I do like this game. I do like the look of it, and I do kind of like the style of it. So, that's it for me for this game right now, and I will see you guys later.